welcome everybody to World Astrology with Kesenya. This channel is dedicated to mundane astrology. That's a branch of astrology that explores collective events, world movements, global cycles through planetary patterns. Now, if you've ever sensed that history moves in waves, my friends, that certain themes repeat across generations, or that global events often coincide with powerful celestial shifts, then you are not wrong. You're already thinking in a mundane astrology way. We're going to have so much fun exploring the skies here at this channel. Let me tell you a little bit about what mundane astrology actually is. First of all, it's not about individual horoscopes. Instead, it focuses on nations, governments, economies, social movements, and of course, collective psychological themes that are playing out in society. In fact, the word mundane comes from the Latin word mundaeus, meaning the world. Not the everyday, not the trivial. So this branch of astrology has actually been practiced for centuries and has been used to study the rise and fall of political systems. It's been used to study periods of conflict or periods of consolidation. It's been used to study economic expansions and contractions and shifts in collective values and belief systems. Totally fascinating. Now, in simple terms, how mundane astrology works is, rather than looking at the birth chart for a person, mundane astrology uses many different things, one of them being ingress charts. For example, when the sun enters Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, the cardinal signs, very important because they are the points of solstice and equinox, and they represent big shifts in momentum in society. It also looks at the charts of eclipses and other lunations being new moons and full moons mostly. It also explores major planetary cycles, especially the outer planets, usually from Saturn to Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Mundane astrology also looks at the charts for nations, for unions, for institutions, for corporations. Now, these charts, they don't necessarily tell us exact events. They describe the themes, the pressures, and the cycles of change that are moving through society and through the energy of that chart. I really want to reassure you, my friends, mundane astrology is not fortune telling or about fear-based prediction. I'm not here to scare you. What I'm going to do here at this channel is offer you some context, pattern recognition, a look at timing, and a broader perspective on why certain periods feel perhaps a bit unstable, or maybe they feel transformative in some way, or maybe somehow pivotal for your part of the world. Astrology helps us understand when change is likely to arise, what kind of change is emphasized. It doesn't necessarily always predict upheavals and fear-based energies. So do recognize that that's what I'll be doing here. History shows us that astrology and world events align. And of course that's the case because in the old Hermetic principle of as above, so below, the energies of the above inform us, as also do the energies of here below on the planet inform the heavenly cycles. As above, so below, as below, so above. Now, major planetary cycles frequently coincide with structural breakdowns and rebuilds. Anyone who knows their basic mundane astrology can tell you about the fall of the Berlin Wall and how it coincided with a very specific set of planetary alignments to bring that about, for example. Planetary cycles often coincide with ideological shifts, new political orders, periods of collective disillusionment, and periods of collective awakening. Fantastic. Major planetary cycles mirror the psychological and social rhythms of humanity. This channel is going to focus on monthly worldly astrology forecasts, on the major ingresses and eclipses and long-term transits that are affecting various nations, leaders, celebrities, etc. We're going to also focus on historical patterns connected to the current cycle. So there's a lot of history in this channel, something I personally love. I hope you do too. We're also going to be looking at the collective themes shaping global affairs. Now, the approach that I'm going to take here is more measured, more analytical, more reflective, not sensationalist, not doom and gloom and fear-mongering. This is a space for understanding cycles, not amplifying your anxiety. What this channel is not going to be doing, and let me be very clear about this, I'm not going to predict specific disasters. I'm not going to promote fear-based narratives. I will not focus on individual political opinions. My intention is to give insight, perspective, and long-range understanding. And this really matters now in the history of our world. We're living through a period of profound global transition. Astrology reminds us that upheaval is not random. It's cyclical, and it often signals the end of a cycle and the beginning of another. Now, understanding cycles, it doesn't remove uncertainty, but it does reduce the confusion around what is happening and hopefully allows us to go with the flow more. Now, if this perspective resonates with you, then you're very welcome here. New videos are going to be released regularly, perhaps monthly, maybe a little bit more than that, exploring world events through the lens of mundane astrology. So I just want to thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to step back and view the bigger picture with me.